Hello, welcome back to chapter 19. We're going to be talking about global change. Module 62 is about global climate change and the greenhouse gas effect. We're going to start by talking about global change and global climate change. The definition of the global change is the change that occurs in chemical, biological, and physical property of the planet. As we all know, over the past millions and millions of years, the Earth had experienced a great amount of global climate change. The global climate change is the changes in the average weather that occurs in an area over a period of years or decades. The Earth had experienced global climate change before. For example, we had the ice ages before, where the average temperature of the Earth during the ice ages was way below the average temperature of the Earth in normal years. However, in modern times, the change the change in temperature had been much higher than the past due to human activities. Human activities have a significant impact on global climate. The emission from the coal-fired power plants caused a series of pollutions, which they brings a lot of harmful effects to the Earth. Global warming is one of the negative effects that, for example, fossil fuel combustions and deforestation brings us. The definition of the global warming as the warming of the ocean, the land masses, and the atmosphere of Earth, which in other words, global warming is just the increase of the average temperature on Earth. So here is the graph that demonstrate the relationship of the three things we just talked about. We have the global climate change here, which you can see global climate change is one of the global changes. Other than the global climate change, we also have other, for example, the rising of the sea levels, the increased extraction of the fossil fuels, which also lead to global warming. And so here we have the global warming, and the global warming is one of the global climate changes. Other than global warming, we also learned the El Nino years and the El Nino years. We learned that before. They are the outer patterns of the ocean circulation, the ocean currents. There was the change of the ocean currents during the El Nino years and the El Nino years. So okay, some of you might want to know what the heck is global warming, why is it happening, and how is it happening? Well, we have to talk about solar radiation and the greenhouse gases and the greenhouse gas effect. First, solar radiation. What is the solar radiation? Let's just use a simple word for it. Okay, it's sunlight basically. Solar radiation is just sunlight, which is in the solar radiation is the portion of the electromagnetic radiation given off by the sun. In particular, we have the infrared light, the visible light, and the UV light, which we can't see. So, um, the solar radiation, they travel from the sun and it go through the Earth's atmosphere. It reaches the Earth's surface and they reflect back out. Okay, so if it's going back out, why is it still getting warm on Earth? Yes, it's because of the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the absorption of the light, the infrared radiation by the atmospheric gases and the radiation of the energies back toward the Earth. In this case, when the solar radiation, sunlight that carries the heat, is leaving the Earth, the greenhouse gases are reflecting them back into the Earth again. So here's a picture of the major greenhouse gases. We can see we have the water vapor, carbon dioxide, and so on. These are mainly produced by human activities. There were the coal combustions can create global the greenhouse gases. The vehicles can also produce them. Natural gas, air conditioners. Really, during summer, they produce a lot of greenhouse gases. And here's a graph that shows how the light moves. As we can see here, the income solar radiation, it comes from the sun. There's part of the incoming solar radiation, it gets over the Earth's atmosphere and reaches the Earth's surface, and it reflects back out. And we have the other part that is absorbed by the clouds, and there are also the tiny pad that was reflected by the atmosphere and the clouds. They never got into the Earth's atmosphere. It was reflected straight out by the atmosphere and the clouds. So, okay, when we are looking at this part, the major part, the large part of the sunlight, when it gets in to the Earth, it gets inside the Earth's atmosphere. When it's trying to reflect back out, we can see the red part. The greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is reflecting them back into the Earth. So we can see there are only a tiny bit of these, the large part, this huge part of the light that carries heat is going out to the universe. A lot of them are going back in to the Earth, back to the Earth's surface, which is why the Earth is getting warm, because they never leave the Earth. The greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are trapping this heat inside the atmosphere. So we talked about that human activities are the causes of the global warming. We have also other human activities that contribute to the causes of the greenhouse gases. And for example, other than burning of the fossil fuels, we have the agriculture practices, and which is showing here. All these animals also contribute to the production of the greenhouse gases. And what's more, we have the deforestation, as we can see. The decrease of trees led to a decrease of photosynthesis. As we know, the plants they exchange carbon dioxide to oxygen, which they takes the greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, the carbon dioxide to be specific, and they exchange for the oxygen. And when we have a decrease of trees, which means there are less trees that can take the greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, which led to the increase of the greenhouse gases. And what's more, we have landfills and the industrial production of the greenhouse chemicals that, for example, the factories, and we have the cars that also release a lot of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So, okay, we're gonna stop right here. As always, let me know if you have any questions.